and good afternoon. This is Michael Filigera. I am with logicalsignals.com and also tradershelpingtraders.com. And today's podcast kicks off added coverage of the long-term to near-term to daily picture for the S&P 500 or the ES. So today is an Elliott wave update for the S&P 500 or the ES. And it's being recorded on Sunday, April 18th, 2021, but it's for trade date Monday, April 19th. Since today's podcast kicks off our added coverage of the long-term to near-term to daily picture for the ES, I wanted to make sure that people understand that I use Elliott wave and Fibonacci, where I map out where the market has come from in terms of the big picture view and where it may be going to in terms of trend degrees. I use Elliott wave and Fibonacci plus moving averages on an intraday basis for entry and exit trading strategies. And as these updates progress, I will be getting more into that and how I use that for my own trading. But I wanted to begin with taking a look at that big picture. So currently, the big picture for the ES suggests the market has been in the process of moving higher in a cycle degree 5-wave advance that began off of the 1974 lows. So that's how large the ultimate, this long-term bull market has been in progress. And within the cycle degree advance, waves 1 through 4, as shown here, are complete. And cycle wave 5 began off of the March 2009 low at 665.75. Now, within cycle wave 5, the market has completed primary waves 1 through 4. So what we're counting is a large degree 5-wave advance. Within that large degree 5-wave advance, particularly like cycle, there's going to be 5 waves of cycle degree, 5 waves of primary degree, 5 waves of intermediate degree. And those are going to be, the primary degree are going to be within that cycle. And then the first of primary, and then we're going to have intermediate degree, and then we're going to have minor degree, and then we're going to even break down even further as we get our picture become smaller and smaller. But the whole process are continued just building blocks from the very small to the very, very large. So cycle wave 5 began off of that 2009 low. And within cycle wave 5, the market has completed primary waves 1 through 4. And we can see that here. And that suggests that primary wave 5 began off of the March 2020 lows. So within primary wave 5, now we can bring our chart down a little bit so that I can begin to show. So within this primary wave 5, which began off of that pandemic low, the first trounce down that we saw when pandemic first began, and that was at 2001.74. That's where primary wave 4 ended and primary wave 5 began. Now within this primary wave 5, we have completed intermediate degree waves 1 and 2 out of 5. Now within that whole move, we are tracing out or building on an intermediate third wave. Within that intermediate third wave are going to be 5 waves of minor degree, and they're labeled here. Now within that intermediate third, we are in the minor 5th wave to complete it. So this is like how detailed we get in counting this up, so we really can start to detail where things are going to go. So within that, we have 5 waves of minor degree, of which waves 1 through 4 appear to be complete. And within now, we are in the minor 5th wave to complete the intermediate 3rd wave. Now remember, we still then have an intermediate 4th wave decline, an intermediate fifth wave advance, and that then is going to complete the primary third wave. And then we're looking for a primary fourth wave decline or correction, and then a primary fifth wave up to complete that larger cycle wave 5. And so it should be quite dynamic. There's still a lot of upside to come, but just continuing how we break this all down. So within intermediate wave 3, minor waves 1 through 4 are complete. And within minor wave 5, internal waves 1 through 3 appear complete with a small wave 4 correction now in progress. Now I can bring this down even more, and now we can see some of these internals. So wave 3 and 4. And we're in this fifth wave advance, and these are minute, these are small in terms of that larger picture, but big in terms of what the ground that's being covered and the trading opportunities. So thus far, this small wave 4 correction completed at 4,113. Then we started to build on a 5-wave advance again. I believe that this likely completed only the very small internal third wave within this final fifth. And if that's the case, bring this down yet again so that we can see internals coming into this. We see that thus far, it's like we've only done this initial wave down, or maybe that was all, because I see there was a little bit of a rally that came in there on Friday's close, right after the market. They bought it up a very small amount, and now it's come down. That could be the ABC in its entirety, in which case, then we should be taking off, but we're not. So in essence, I'm going to give additional room that we might see this thing rally up, but we have quite a bit of resistance via our moving averages. At here, the strongest one being the 50 at 4168 and then 4170. So we may see a little bit of a rally that could come back to 4170. It could move a little bit higher. I don't suspect that it's going to reach back up into Friday's closes because we still would essentially, if indeed this small fourth wave inside of this is complete, then yeah, we're going to rally. But we should start to rally a bit stronger, and it should not be a problem for the market to get back there. But again, we're just in the beginning of a Globex session on Sunday, so we have to give it a little bit more time. So we also are allowing some additional moves to the downside to complete this small 4. And if that's the case, then what I want to take a look at is from there to there. Come on. Well, do it for me. There we go. Now we can see that we have support for all of this at 4158, or we'll say 59 to round it up. And then it could drop down to or all the way down to a 50% retracement of 4151. But my expectation right now is that the market should find some stronger support right there at that 200-day moving average, which is at 4155. So I'd be looking for this thing to finish and be done down in here. And then we're going to put in an additional rally. And that rally then can take us up, start to take us up to where I think that this particular intermediate level wave will end. So just kind of talk a little bit. What I'm referring to here is that we have this fourth wave correction that's seeming to be in progress now, and I'm looking for it to complete at 4156 to 4158. But expectations remain for the ES to again move higher to complete the minor wave 5, and in turn the intermediate wave 3, and resistance for that starts at 4183.50. 4183.50 with stronger zone above at 4225 to 4260. So I am expecting a little bit of a stronger rally yet to come. And then ultimately, the expectations for the larger intermediate, primary, and cycle degree moves continue to favor a move to at least 4,300 to complete that intermediate level, 4410 to 4525 to complete the primary level, and the strongest resistance zone being found at 4,600 to 4,740 to complete that cycle level advance. So as this all continues to progress, because one thing that I adhere to and I strongly recommend, always allow the market tell you what it wants to do, where it's going to go. We can we can do our counts that are going to show where progress should come from and how high it should go or how low it should go. We're going to be using continuing Fibonacci, but there are no guarantees that the market can get up that high. Will it? Maybe. Can it? Absolutely. I mean, there were people that said it would never get to 4,000. Now we're comfortably above 4,100, comfortably above 4,100. Everybody's okay leaving it right here without thinking, I've got to get out. So we do have a lot of stuff going on. This is the first update. So I'm just going to leave it as such. We're looking for support to hold, finish a small fourth wave, and then we're going to get a fifth wave rally. We're looking for likely going to get above that high thus far, just below 4183 or 4184, which is already done here in the Globex session or on Friday's close. Let me just double check. Yeah, that would have been Friday's close. We got up to 83. 80, come on. Yeah, 83.50. So we have additional resistance just above there, and that could complete it, but I'm looking for a little bit more. So again, I'm going to be looking for it to get itself above that 4,200 level. Then we correct again. Then we go up one more time. So we've got our zones. Now we've got to let the market play out, and we can fine tune all of this as things progress. That's where I'm going to leave it. Thank you very much for listening. Please don't forget, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel that you're finding this update on, and then you'll get notification that every time a new update has been put in place. Have a great trading day tomorrow, and the next update will be Monday the 19th.